Hi, it's Rachel from Live Long Pilates, and I have another prenatal mat class for you. This is a second trimester focused class, particularly the late second trimester. So later on, probably more like 19 to 20 weeks, up to 27 weeks pregnant. So belly's a little bit bigger. You're not really comfortable lying on your belly anymore. So we're going to be introducing some different exercises to get that back chain working. So today we are going to be using a small exercise ball or Pilates ball. So if you have a small ball anywhere between 7, 9 or 10 inches, this should be good. And to have it with a little bit of give, so don't inflate it all the way. That is what will be best for today's workout. If you don't have a Pilates exercise ball, you might be able to get away with a playground ball. If you have other children, you can just snag one of their balls for this exercise. You can also try a pillow for some of the inner thigh focused exercises. So we are going to begin in a seated position. We're going to begin with some breathing. We're not going to need our ball just yet. And we're going to tap into our hug the baby, free the baby as we begin our class today. And let's come to a diamond position with the soles of the feet together and the knees open wide. And my diamond is pretty open as opposed to a sort of a butterfly position. So give that a try. If that's not comfortable for you, you can sit propped up on a bolster or a pillow, or even try this in a cross-legged position, or you can try it seated up on a larger ball or a chair. Let's press the soles of the feet together and sit up as tall as you can, lengthening through the crown of the head. And you can close your eyes and begin with a deep breath in, feeling the ribs expand east to west, and then exhale through the mouth, gently hugging the baby in and up. Inhale. Exhale, hugging the baby in and up. As you inhale, we're sending those ribs east to west, expanding the ribs, expanding them into the back body. Exhale. They soften as you draw that baby in and up. Let's do it one more time. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. We'll introduce some movement, some pelvic rocking in this seated position. So you'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, hug that baby and start to round back behind the sitting bones. We're rounding our spine, hugging the baby. Inhale to restack that spine, and we'll lift our chest and our head. Exhale, curling that pelvis under, hugging the baby. So we're making just a very gentle C curve. Inhale to restack the spine, lifting your heart center up. Exhale, we hug. Inhale, lift the chest. This pelvic rocking back and forth should feel good. We're stretching the spine, stretching the low back. Practicing hugging that baby, and then feeling that spine move through this extension, and then this nice supported flexion. Last time, lengthening up. Let's add some side to side. So we'll bring one hand down onto the floor, the other arm goes up. Inhale and exhale into that side bend. keeping your left hip heavy as you stretch to the right. Inhale, coming up. Let's take the other arm up. Exhale, hug that baby as you stretch to the left, right hip heavy. Inhale, we sit up tall, bringing that arm up. Exhale, hug the baby as you stretch to the right, hugging in and up. And then the other arm comes up. Exhale, right hip heavy as you stretch over to the side. Let's come into a little bit of twisting. So we'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, let's hug the baby as you twist just from the upper ribs. Inhale, we'll float the arms. Exhale, hug the baby. We want to keep our pelvis and our lower body stable and just twist from the upper spine. Let's take our arms up and then hug to twist. And I have my other hand on my shin. That feels good to me. You're welcome to give that a try. One more time each side. Very good. So now hopefully that spine feels nice and supple and ready to start working. So we are going to place that ball behind our sacrum for a little bit more support. So that ball is about that, just about the low back, so that you're in this supported C curve position, hands behind the thighs. We'll inhale and exhale. Hug that baby as you sink into the ball. Inhale to prepare. Freeing the baby. Exhale. Hugging that baby. Inhale. And exhale. You will feel that core working in this supported C curve. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to pause here. Let's take our arms away. We'll pause here. We're going to inhale and exhale. Start pumping for our hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm doing a nice continuous breath. I'm maintaining the supported C curve. And my arms are pumping. I'm feeling that arm back connection, but I'm keeping my pumping small and just within my vision here, just about where the knees are. We're more than halfway. If you feel like this is a little too intense for you, maybe you're at the tail end of your second trimester, you're certainly welcome to hang on to one leg and pump just one arm and then alternate. Or you can do the hundreds breathing just with both hands holding on, supporting you. Last time, inhale and exhale. Let's bring the hands behind the thighs. We'll restack that spine up nice and tall. Let's take that ball. We're going to hug it gently between those inner thighs. Taking the hands away, and you can actually scooch the feet further away from you for better support. Pressing the feet down into the mat. We'll inhale, gently hug the ball. Exhale as we roll back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, hug the baby to restack the spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, hug that ball. Just about halfway. So if you normally go further back, you want to do about 50 to 60% of what you normally do in these half roll backs. Same goes for the squeeze of the ball. We want to do about 50 to 60% of energy in hugging the ball as opposed to a full 100%. Because as we progress through the second trimester, that hormone relaxin is really going to start to kick in more and more. And we don't want to pull an inner thigh muscle as that hormone is flooding through your body. So you want to do just a gentle hug. And then coming back up. And then we'll do that one more time, rolling back again to a shaping place that you can hold. You can feel that core working. We're going to turn the palms down. We're going to float them up and press them down. Inhale. Exhale. Press. You're going to feel that core work without having to do a single crunch. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. We'll come all the way on up. We're going to do another round working on our obliques. So we'll inhale to prepare sitting tall. Exhale, gently hug the ball. Hold that position. Just the right arm comes out to the side and hug it in. Stay with that right arm and hug it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug. We'll do 4 more on the side and then we'll come back up. And 3. And 2. And 1. Let's restack that spine coming on up and we'll do our left arm. Gently hugging the ball, taking that arm out and hug it in. Inhale and exhale, hug. Reach and hug it in. Feeling that left side, the left obliques working. We've got 4 more on this side. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then coming all the way up. Whew, that's quite a lot of work. So we're going to place our ball down because we're going to be doing some work on our back. So you can do about a couple of exercises on the back. We are going to be changing some positions often. If you feel a little bit dizzy or a little bit nauseous, just come out of the position and move on to the next exercise in this video. So we're going to lie down all the way and we're going to place that ball under the right foot. And the other knee is bent, and just find a comfortable position for the pelvis. Maybe do a few pelvic rocks to find where you can effectively hug that baby and be comfortable on the back. We're going to exhale and gently press that foot down into the ball, squishing the ball, and then release. And then pressing down, squishing the ball, and then release. By squishing the ball, we are firing the hamstring group and the glutes. So see if you can find those muscles activating each time you press that foot into the ball. Let's add something. So we're going to squish the ball. You're going to hug the baby, gently march that left knee up, and then release it down. You can even place your hands on your belly if you'd like. Squish the ball, hug the baby as you march, and then release. And squish, lift, and release, and squish, hugging the baby, and release one more time, squish, and march the other knee up. All right, we're going to shift that ball over so that it is under the left foot. And we're just going to gently squish that ball and then release. So we want to feel that glute and hamstring firing as you press down. You'll feel your core work as well as it hugs the baby to squish, and then everything releases. Let's add a march of the other leg. So you're going to hug that baby, march that right knee up, and then release. Keep that marching small. You're only going to pick that foot up a few inches or so off the floor because it's more about getting that core work than it is about lifting the leg. We'll do 3 more. And 2. And 1. Excellent. Good. So now that we've done all of that work, see if you can hand yourself the ball to prop it between your inner thighs. Try not to lift your head or do an ab curl to find the ball. If it rolls away, just roll onto your side, press up and grab it. Let's take your ball. You're going to place it in the meat of the upper inner thigh, so not so much towards the knee, more like in the middle, and organize your feet for your bridging. So we did all of that prep work to fire the glutes and hamstrings, so they should be ready to go. Hug your ball. Let's peel the pelvis and the spine up into your bridge, lifting the hips up, opening the hips and thighs, and we'll articulate the spine down to the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, and then releasing the sacrum and tailbone down and releasing the squeeze on the ball. Exhale, hug that baby, squeeze the ball, peeling the pelvis and the spine up. Inhaling at the top. Exhaling as you articulate the spine down, rolling through each vertebrae, and then releasing the hug on the ball. And exhale, squeeze that ball, pressing into the feet, peeling the pelvis and the spine up into that bridge. We inhale at the top. Exhale, melting through upper back, middle back, lower back, releasing the sacrum and tailbone. This time we're going to add a little something that should feel really good. So you're going to lift up. Let's sweep the arms up and overhead behind you. Leave them there as you roll away from those arms. Upper back, middle back, lower back. That sacrum unfurls and we'll just press the arms down by your sides. Hugging the ball. Let's peel the pelvis and the spine up, lifting that pelvis up into that really nice bridge. Hold it there as you sweep the arms up overhead and we articulate that spine down, upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum unfurls down, press the arms down like you're swimming through water and pressing them into the mat. Hug your ball, peel the pelvis and the spine up. We're going to feel those glutes and hamstrings firing as you hold your bridge and reaching the arms up overhead. And articulate down, rolling away from those arms, enjoying that lengthening stretch on the spine. And pressing the arms down by your sides. One last time, we press down into the feet as you peel the pelvis and the spine. Lifting it up, we gently hug that ball. Stand in those feet as you sweep the arms up overhead. And slowly articulate the spine down one vertebrae at a time. And then press the arms down. All right, we'll take that ball out from between the inner thighs, set it to the side, and let's practice coming onto our side. And we're actually going to go into some sideline work. So line yourself up along the back of your mat and support your head in your hands. So we're making this shallow check mark position, with the hips and the shoulders at the back of your mat and the feet stacked in the front corner of your mat. So it makes a shallow check mark. With the ball, we're going to have the ball just under our palm, and you can give a little bit of pressure there to feel some work through your chest and your bicep and your shoulder. And actually, if you press down and hug that baby, you can feel some of the obliques working as well. So we're just going to hold that ball there. We're going to lift our top leg up. Really reach it as if you're trying to make it 2 inches longer than that bottom leg. And we're going to squish that ball with our hand as we raise the leg. Outer thigh work and chest work with our upper body. 4 more lifts. 3, 2, 1. let's hold it up hip height, and we're gonna do some circles. So just pressing down on the ball each time the leg circles up and around. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse it so that leg goes slightly behind you so you feel that booty turn on, and up and over. Let's do 4 more. And 3, and 2, and 1. Lower it down just for a moment. Hopefully you're feeling the outer hip and thigh. Let's lift that leg back up. We're gonna kick forward, back off, kick again, and then back, back. Flex your foot as you kick forward, forward, and back, back. I'm gently pressing into the ball as I kick forward, and then pressing each time I reach back. Kicking forward, you're hugging that baby back, and back, back. 1 more set, forward, forward, and back, back. Very good. So from here, let's straighten our legs into a straight line. You're gonna bring that top knee down onto the mat. The bottom leg is straight. Still palming that ball. We're gonna exhale and lift. Just doing a little bit of inner thigh work. Hugging that baby, squishing the ball as you lift. And we'll do 4 more. 3, and 2, and 1. Very good. We're gonna bend both knees in and bring our head down and wrap our arm around our rib cage to do our side lying triceps push-ups. I love doing these. They're extremely practical in helping you getting up off the floor, and they will be really practical just after you give birth, helping yourself out of the hospital bed or out of your bed at home. Here we go, 10 of these. We're gonna press up and then lowering down and push up. You wanna have your hand by your shoulder to have the most challenging position. If you wanna back off of it, you can bring the hand further away from the shoulder. Here's 3, and 4, and 5, 6, almost there, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Woo, coming up all the way. We're gonna do an exercise, a variation of swan before we go on to the next side. So, or not swan, this is mermaid, different water creature, I guess. So my legs are in a 90-90 position, and I'm gonna have one hand on the ball and the other hand up. So we're gonna roll that ball away as you side bend, and then bring it in, and then stretch the other way. And then hand on that ball, rolling it away as you side bend, coming on up. Inhale and exhale, stretching the other way. And one more time. And then reach. Let's start to lie down on the other side. Lining up along the back of the mat. Pike those heels forward. We're going to palm that ball in front, Let's hug that baby, squish the ball as we lift and lower. Two more. hold it there, circling up and over. We're gonna give that ball a squish as you lift up and over. 2 more. Last one. Now we reverse those circles. Slightly behind you, you squish the ball as that leg circles up and over. 4 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Rest it down just for a moment, and then we're going to lift it back up. Let's kick forward, forward, and point back, back. Kick forward, forward, and back, back. Forward, forward, and back, back. Forward, forward, and back, back. One last time, forward, forward, and back, back. All right, let's straighten out into a straight line. Bring your top knee down onto the mat. We'll hug that baby, squish the ball as you lift that leg, and lower just to hover. Just a little bit of inner thigh work. 2 more. All right, let's bring both knees in. You can set that ball aside as we do our tricep push-ups on this side. So remember, that hand is close by to the shoulder to push up. If it's a little bit too intense, you can take it further away. Here we go. Hug that baby and press up. And then lower. 2. Exhale, 3. 4. 5. We're halfway. 6. 7. Hugging the baby as you press up. 8. 9. And 10. Coming all the way up. And we'll make our 90-90 position for our mermaid. And we can use our ball for a little bit of glide. As we side bend. And then lifting this arm up. And exhale over. And then a little bit of side bend. And then lifting this arm up to go over. We're lifting to try to make some space as that baby is growing. So this little bit of lift of the rib cage up and over is to help with that. All right, from here, let's come back to a seated position for some spine stretch forward work. So we're going to have that ball between the legs. And if sitting up tall like this is starting to get uncomfortable, you can start to bend the knees as you round forward into our spine stretch forward. I'm going to continue to straighten my legs for this. I know that I personally was still okay having my legs long, but that was just my body in my second trimester. So again, do what works for you. So we'll inhale, exhale, hug that baby as you start to roll that ball away. So it's more of a, almost like you are rounding over that baby. And then restacking the spine to sit up tall. Inhale, exhale, hug the baby to roll the ball away. And then inhale to stack the spine up. Inhale, exhale, hug the baby. So this is more, but we're going for a stretch in the upper back. It's not a forward fold. And then stacking the spine up tall. Let's add something. So we're going to go on the diagonal with our stretch. So I'm going to bend my knees for this one just to demonstrate what that looks like. And my ball is starting to roll towards my right leg as I round forward while I'm keeping my left hip heavy and then coming back up. And I'm going to keep going with that ball rolling towards the right leg. It's rolling along that right leg. My left hip is staying heavy. And I'm starting to feel this openness, this stretch through my left side. Now we're going to go the other way. So now I'm going to take that ball over to the left side, rolling it away, keeping the right hip heavy, hugging that baby back, and then restacking the spine. Inhale, exhale, rolling that ball away, right hip heavy, and then restacking the spine to bring it back up. Rolling away, and then coming back up. Very good. So we'll come back to this diamond position, and we're going to take that ball in our hands in front of us. Gently hugging that ball to feel that arm back connection and pressing the soles of the feet together. You're going to hug your baby as you hinge back and then sit up tall, free the baby. Exhale, hug the baby, hinge back, and then inhale, free the baby to sit tall. Exhale, hug as you hinge back, and then free the baby. This is my version of teaser for you guys. Hinging back and sitting up tall. Let's do it one more time. Hinging back, hug that baby, and then sitting up tall. All right, we'll set that ball aside and let's come into a kneeling position. So, in our high kneeling, we're going to take our ball and we're going to place it between the inner thighs. So, between the inner thighs, and that actually brings the legs to our neutral parallel. And in your high kneeling, as your belly starts to grow, it is normal for the pelvis to be in more of an anterior tilt or for the pelvis to tilt more forward. I'm exaggerating for effect here since I'm not pregnant, but you're going to have a deeper curve in your lower spine and that pelvis will shift forward. So I don't want you to overcorrect and try to tuck under when you're in this high kneeling. I just wanted to say that will happen as you get further towards the end of the second trimester. So don't try to overcorrect. If anything, just make sure that the ribs are not splayed open, but the rib cage, you can feel them drawing together and knitting together in support. We'll hug our ball. We're going to reach our arms forward and we're going to do some little squats. So you're going to sit back towards the heels, releasing your sits bones, releasing the pelvic floor. Exhale, hug. Let's press the arms down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug the ball, draw the abs in and up. Inhale, everything releases. Exhale, hug that baby. Inhale, release. Exhale, hug that baby. So as we're sitting down in that squat, I want you to think about your pelvis, your sitting bones widening, the pelvic floor widening, everything opening, and then everything gathering in and up as you come up out of that squat. We'll go for 5 more. Hug and lift. And 4. Hug and lift. And 3. 2. 1. Let's stay in that high kneeling. We'll take our arms up overhead, and we're just going to do a tiny hinge back, hugging the belly, hugging the ball, and lift. So a little bit of a thigh stretch. Again, we're going for like 50 to 60% of our normal effort in our mat exercises as you progress further through the second trimester. You're still going to be feeling really good and really strong, which is awesome. But we want to take into account the increasing amount of hormones, fluid, blood, all of that is happening. One more time. And of course, everyone's experience is going to be different, so just listen to your body. All right, excellent. We're going to keep that ball there. Let's come to all fours. We'll do our cat-cow, rounding our spine. Inhale, lifting that chest. And exhale, rounding that spine, pushing the hands down into the floor as you hug the baby in and up. Inhale, lifting the chest, freeing the baby. Exhale, hugging the baby, pushing the hands into the mat. Inhale, freeing the baby as we come to our extension. One more time. Let's find that lovely flat back. And we'll actually take our ball out for this one as we do a progression into our tail wag. So we're just going to start with wagging our tail from side to side, peeking over one shoulder and then the other. And this might be where you want to be today. But if you're feeling really good, we're going to add another layer. Come back to center. And we're going to extend our right leg out. And we're going to wag it over to the right as we look over our right shoulder. And then wag it across the body, looking over the left. Wagging to the right. And then wagging to the left. Right. And left. One more time, right. And left. We're going to place that foot down. Maybe do a little circle through the ribs one way. And then circle through the ribs the other way. And then let's go into our other side with our left leg reaching long. We're going to wag it over to the right. That's my left. And then over to the right. And then wagging it to the left. And then over to the right. And wagging it to the left. And over to the right. One more time to the left. And to the right. Very good. Coming back to those all fours. Let's bring the right hand behind the head. We're going to lift that elbow up, rotating the spine, hug the baby as you bring elbow to elbow. Inhale, freeing the baby. Exhale, hugging the baby as we rotate in. So just getting some rotation, some extension here. And then rotating it in one more time. And in. Placing that hand down. Let's bring the other hand behind the head. So I love maintaining this upper spinal mobility. This is a little bit more challenging in the all fours position, but it is so good. We want to keep our upper thoracic, we want to keep our rib cage mobile and gliding because that baby's going to get bigger and bigger and take more space in our abdominal cavity. So we got to make space in our upper abdominal cavity. One more time, you inhale, free the baby to twist up. Exhale, hug the baby as you bring it in. Let's come back so that we're off our wrists. You're going to sit sort of in this half child's pose here. So we're not crushing our growing belly. We're just kind of off the wrists so that we have a little weight there. The hands are further forward. And then we're going to articulate through into just a little up dog, a modified up dog. Hug the baby and rock back. This feels so good, this sort of rocking back and forth position. You get that extension, a little bit of stretch. And then backing off, rounding the spine, hugging the baby. Rippling and unfurling through the spine. And then coming back. One more time, unfurling into this up dog. And then coming back. Okay, so for our last little bit, we're going to work on our push-ups. Let's grab that ball again, and we'll pop that between the inner thighs for a little bit of extra adductor work. So again, it's the upper middle thighs. For push-ups, if you prefer to remain in the all fours position and do chest presses, go for it. Today, I am going to bring us so that the knees are up, gently hugging the ball. Again, if that's too much for you, do it in the all fours position. My hands are under my shoulders. I'm hugging that baby. The ribs are in that nice neutral position. And the elbows are going to bend backwards as you lower and press back up. We want to focus on our strong upper back muscles and hugging that baby with every exhale. Again, we want to aim for like 50 to 60% of our normal effort level here. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, trying to hug those elbows in, and 1. Nice job. Let's come off the wrists. We can take that ball in front. Let's take the knees nice and wide. Rest the forehead on the ball as you sit back into that child's pose. And just take 3 deep breaths. And we'll roll on up. And you are finished. Great job, Mama. This class is complete.